Hello, hello, everyone. So glad you could join today for our Logie session. I'm Ileane Smith, for those of you who don't know. And if you're watching this on the replay on YouTube, leave me a comment and say, hey, girl, hey. And for those that are here, I so appreciate you all for being here right now. We are going through trying times with the Amazon Influencer Program. Okay. And I have some thoughts that I want to share with you all about some of the challenges that we've been facing and that we are going to face moving forward. Okay. So just know that this is heartfelt, and, I'm not trying to diminish anyone else's opinion. But this is just something that I feel that I need to share with you all to hopefully it will be uplifting when I get to the end. All right, so here we go. As influencers, we're all trying to figure out what is the motivation behind the latest changes to the Amazon Influencer Program. There are lots of theories and speculation about their motivation and ultimately, what are their goals? Some have said Amazon wants to make us to make better content. I don't proclaim to have all the answers either, but here are my thoughts about the concept of Amazon wanting us to make better content. First of all, due to the lack of transparency, we don't always know what that means. Amazon encourages new influencers to make videos that are 10 to 30 seconds long. Here's what we do know. If you've ever noticed any low quality content taking top spots on carousels, then you will know that Amazon put them there in the first place. They should not decide to penalize influencers because their systems are inefficient. Making changes to the operating agreement is not going to reduce the amount of low quality content on product pages. It's actually going to increase it. Because people who have put their heart and soul into creating good or great content know that it's like playing the lottery when it comes to their content being seen. Amazon uses their own AI to answer questions, to generate video and audio product overviews, and to summarize customer reviews. They are not looking for us to make better content so that we can make money. They are using AI to capture all the best parts of our content. And as AI gets better over time, customers will take the shortest, easiest route to find out what they need before making a purchase. When I think about many of the commissions I made from products I did not make a video for, most of them end up as returns. And I say to myself, that was not the thing I wanted you to buy in the first place. We can't expect that every customer is on Amazon making wise choices. Many times they are buying on impulse. Can you imagine that a customer watched a crappy video about an expensive product, yet they still ended up buying it? I can. Please don't let anyone convince you that your videos need to be longer, need to answer more and more questions, and need to go on and on about a product you just got in the mail and only used for less than 2 minutes. It's not you who needs to do better. It's Amazon's on-site recommendation system that needs to do better. And like I said, I wanted that to say that to encourage you because I'm hearing this out there. You got to make better content. You got to like get up at the crack of dawn and stay up all day long because you need to now start making 5-minute videos or answer every question. The questions are being answered. There's Rufus right on the page. There's these little audio, audio overviews. There's other videos that are AI generated that are answering questions. People don't shop the way we think they shop, the way we want them to shop when they are on Amazon. I'm strictly talking about being on Amazon. But Amazon knows. That's why they keep coming up with all these tools. Every time you turn around, they got a new tool, right? And so I don't want people feeling like, oh my God, my content is not good enough because you're not in the top carousel. Sometimes you're not even in the lower carousel. And then when you finally get in, you're like, oh my God, I hit the lottery. I'm in the carousel. You still haven't even made a sale yet. There is so much more to the story, but we haven't heard it all. We don't even know the whole story. We know what a typical customer journey is and what we like to think the customer journey is. But unfortunately, without the transparency to know what's really, really working, we can only guess. And I see with this guessing that it's pitting people against one another. Like, the new terms and conditions come out, and the first thing people do is they pounce and they say, I see so and so doing this. I see so and so doing that. Let's not fight amongst ourselves, people. Let's just all get along. We're all trying to serve customers by providing value, and we're all trying to help one another. And that's one of the reasons why I love Logie so much, why I love these conversations. And I know there's some comments over here in the chat, which I'm going to go through and read some now. But my goal for even writing these thoughts down and presenting them to you is that I don't want anybody thinking that they're not good enough, that their content is not good enough. Okay. All right. Can I get an amen from somebody here in the chat there or something? Oh, Antoinette said, thank you, Ileane. You are so encouraging.
I'd say amen for that.
Hey,
Amen. Amen.
thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Sandy said the ironic thing is Rufus Amazon AI scans the product pages to answer questions, which doesn't really add any value whether you're a customer or an influencer making a video for the product. Another point, if Amazon will no longer pay commish for related products, then influencers will be more inclined to do a sales pitch on the product rather than being transparent about the negatives of the product, which in the past would have earned them commish if the video helped the customer buy between two different products. And this one of the things that has come out, like with the survey that Claire did, and I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with McKay. He did. He looked at a bunch of videos, like thousands of videos, and saw some patterns. And the comparison videos are do well. They do well. Of course, you can't really make those videos too short, depending upon what the product is. Like if it's a cleaning product, either it's clean or it's not. So, but it just all depends upon the product. And I I hear this ringing in my ears about, the only thing we can do right now is make great content. Well, when you don't know what's being sold, you can't even look back at your content and say, oh, yeah, I use that style of titling, or I use that thumbnail. Maybe I should replicate. You don't know. You're just guessing. And, I don't know why they decided to pick the number of four or more or five, whatever the number is, doesn't matter. Why that's significant, I don't know. And it hurts. It does hurt because sometimes you see that something is getting a bunch of clicks, but you want to know, like, okay, I've got 30 clicks on this video or whatever. Why didn't anybody buy it? But in the past, if they bought a different product, really similar, you would at least be able to see that and you would say, okay, because XYZ product has this thing that the product I did a video for doesn't even have. So at least you know. And it's up to you. Make the decision. Should I buy XYZ product and do a video on that? But when you don't have that information, you're just like, what? It can't be my deodorant because they can't smell me through the internet. So you just gotta, and it makes us get on the defense. Like, oh my God, what am I doing wrong? And this is what we're seeing. I know you guys are in these other Facebook groups and you're seeing people saying, yeah, so and so did this. And oh, over here, I saw this person do that. And we're all influencers, y'all. And we all know, and I've told you guys for a long, long time, there are different rules for different people in this program. You see them doing it because they have permission. And I'm going to give you an example after Ed had turned on his mic, so I
No,
knew he wanted to
I
say
just
something.
like wanted to see what did they say after they go in other groups? How did you say that they say it?
They
It was
say,
just so funny. It
I
was just
see
so
this
funny.
person, they doing this. And I see that person over here, and they doing that. So we couldn't
It
do
was
this.
so
I thought we
funny. It
couldn't
was
do
so
that.
funny. But let me ask you, what other groups are there? There's other groups out there?
There are other groups, and
Really?
they just add me to the groups. I don't even
Oh my
join. No, I'm just
God.
kidding.
I didn't know. Wow.
I
Oh,
don't even try to join. I just look
I
up
thought
and
we're
it's
the
like,
only ones. I thought we're the
yeah.
only ones. And so every day I'm surprised to discover something new. Wow. Listen, that's so interesting. I love it.
And I love that I got amens over here from Raymond and Sandy and Iljama and
The
Lorraine.
entire chat is amens. I feel like we're becoming a preaching channel. You know, it's like amen for that. Like hallelujah.
Thank
That's
you.
it.
Thank you.
We're going to,
Thank you.
yeah, become a religious channel. I like that.
Yeah. You know, there's when it comes to most of these platforms, and now I'm going to broaden it just for a second. There, we have to look out for our own well-being and our own mental, right, well-being. And when we're constantly hearing things like, oh, your content has got to be better and it's got to be longer and you got to answer more questions. And ain't nobody got time for all that, not all the time. Especially, like I said, when you just got the product in the mail. I don't know if it's better. I can tell you what it is, what it looks like, how big it is, what I think it's going to do, But if I wait 2 months, the product will be sold out. So I got to do this video now and tell you what I think the benefits are in my experience. If it's soft, if it's hard, does it leak, does it not leak, whatever. That's what we're faced with now. And so we have to make smart decisions about our own well-being. And I see that being threatened. I see that being threatened. And, I will blame that, yeah, on Amazon, but a lot of the other platforms, they don't look out for our well-being. So we as a community, we have to look out for each other's well-being. And that's why I took the time to just go through that. And maybe what I said didn't resonate with you, and maybe it did. But the thing is, just know that we have to take care of each other because these platforms ain't going to take care of us. And of course, I see Doug. He wants to be here so bad that he's driving and he's listening, and he's my YouTube partner. And I'm not sure where Lane is, but y'all know we've been preaching YouTube and YouTube and YouTube. They
Yeah,
do try. Go ahead, Doug.
so I agree so much with a lot of what you said, like in terms of, people should be doing what they're comfortable with and enjoying it and feeling good about what they're doing. And certainly 1,000%, nobody knows why Amazon's choosing to do what it does. And the other thing that nobody knows is everybody has a point of view like, I think people are only going on Amazon to see amateur looking videos. That's how I shop. That's how I want to make a decision. Where they're like, oh, I just want to read the description. Or in my case, I make the case that I think like the longer form content is what I would want to look at if I was shopping. But 80 million people a day are going to Amazon, and anybody who says they know what those shoppers are looking for has no idea what they're talking about. None of us do. We only have our own myopic view of what we think we want when we go shopping, and none of us knows what 80 million people want. And so, my only counter or addition to what you were saying is when that you can absolutely do well with the kind of conventional UGC content, but you're somewhat self-limiting yourself, right? Because you can't use that content effectively on TikTok, on Instagram, or like obviously in my world on YouTube. You can't effectively diverse yourself from being controlled by Amazon. Whereas if you make a little bit longer content, you make it a little bit more interesting, you make it a little higher quality, you can be effective on all these other platforms and still be effective on Amazon and not be like kind of as fearful and controlled by Amazon's randomness. Um, doesn't mean you can't be amazingly effective with just conventional UGC, but you're kind of cornering yourself into just Amazon world by doing that. That's my only add to that.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyone, please, if you have something to say, you're concerned, you want to cry, turn your mic on. Turn your mic on. Like I said, cannot stress enough that this is all about community, and I always call this a think tank. And I can't know your thoughts, right? I got my amens over here, but I can't know your thoughts. And we all need to know what each other is thinking and how you're feeling at this point, because I know that there's someone that's in the back of their mind saying, this stuff is just getting to be too much. It, Yeah, I was talking to my daughter this morning. Now she's an influencer, but she don't right now her channel is blowing up on YouTube, but it has nothing to do with products or anything like that. And I was just telling her that, they changed the agreement and then they're changing the rates, but we don't know what the rates are. Cause like why? Why would they tell us what the rates are? But anyway, and she said, I've been telling you this for a long time, but they treat y'all like dirt. And I was like, no, I told you that, but it's okay. Yeah, we have to distance ourselves if we're going to stay in the program. Because there's positives, of course. There's so many people that are making money hand over fist, you know, but you have to distance yourself from any kind of emotional attachment to the stats, the agreements, the way things work. Like right now, everybody's talking about the carousels and they didn't took those carousels away before. Y'all do know that, right? Just like when we were doing the lives and we used to be on the product pages, they took that away. That's been almost like 3 years now since they took that away. Okay. So we're trying to stay, we're trying to hang in there for the long run. But I will, just read out Cheryl Locke's comment. And she said, but if you do offsite, you will be a better judge of your content value. And this is true. You know, you have to dabble with offsite though, and see out. To me, YouTube is a great place to get started. And I know some of y'all just don't want to do YouTube. You're already in Instagram or you're already on TikTok or what have you. But you can see what people are consuming and of course the engagement that you're getting. Or Facebook, you see what's resonating, what people are resonating with. Iojama,
Yeah, hi, Eileen. Sorry, I am driving. I pulled over just because I wanted to say something. I know I don't usually speak, but I thought let me contribute because you were saying, you don't know what's on our minds. And I just want to say, I don't know if this would be helpful, but um one of the ways I'm not like a top, Amazon influencer. I'm happy with where I am. But one of the ways that I just kind of stay out of the frenzy is I don't really change a lot of what I do based on when, these, you know, little nuanced changes happen. I just stay at my pace. And the types of changes I make are more, I don't know what if you call them procedural, like now um making more of an effort to do offsites, which is, kind of its own thing, not really following, that, oh, the carousels have changed or they've tweaked this or they've changed that, something that's more of a global, that will have more of a global impact on what I am doing. And so that is just operating like that for me just helps me not react so much when these things happen. I still do the YouTube thing. I still do all what I was doing before. Yes, I'll make some changes here and there, but for the most part they don't bother me as much because I don't change as much based on what's happening. And maybe it's because I don't do it full time. I do it with the time I have. So I just stay consistent. And so, yeah, that's my contribution.
oh, thank you, thank you so much. Oh, Sandy, I see that you wrote a really thoughtful comment. Do you want to unmute? Are you able to? And also, I'm just going to read out Antoinette's comment while Sandy gets her mic together. The negativity in some of these groups is so frustrating. I love being in a community that is encouraging through hard changes. I am there to learn how to navigate those changes in a positive way. Absolutely. Thank you so much for saying that. And there, Sandy.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey. Yeah, so this is probably only one of two groups that I'm really thankful for um every single week. And I'm you already know, I'm from Canada, so I don't get to reap the benefits of a lot of the things that the content creators in the US get to reap the benefits of in terms of like getting free samples and things like that. But that's not why I am part of this group. I'm part of this group because number one, the education. Like I get educated every single week and I've been doing this for 3 years. So I'm not exactly a newbie, but I still consider myself not not the expert. And we have two calls every Friday, and I get information and learnings from both calls. Forget the free samples. That's one and done, gone. You do your video, maybe you sell the product and that's it. You move on. But the knowledge that you get from this, you can reuse this knowledge over and over and over again every single day. Not only that, it's amazing how you can get so many different points of view, and you can take all the stuff, all the good stuff, and package it into your own workflow, your own work processes, and gain from that. I just love it. This group is so caring. This group loves to share, and that's exactly what I needed, not even knowing that 3 years ago, because I had no clue. I still don't have a clue, but I feel like I'm learning a lot every week. So I'm very appreciative.
Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And that is our goal here. And, thanks to our fearless leader, Ehud. Ehud, would you like to unmute? And do you have anything that you'd like to say?
Yes. I always have something to say. You know me so good, right? Just give me the microphone. Yeah. Hi, everybody. It's me. No. Listen, I want to say thank you for the people who are actually talking and unmuting themselves and showing themselves on the camera. We have so many people attending our Zooms live, and they're always so talkative in the chat, right? I just keep on seeing the chat, with everybody's talking, but the thing is that, guys, recently, just like a few weeks, maybe a couple months ago, we started uploading these sessions to YouTube after 3 or 4 years that we've been doing it silently, only for our community, kind of secretly talking about a lot of things that we wanted to keep to ourselves. And now that it's available for everybody to watch, it's different, and seeing people that are actually coming in and sharing their thoughts and feelings and like opening the community for the outside world, it's good because more people will watch those videos and our webinars and will join our community and understand that we are the first ones that were ever even doing anything of our community. And we have David on the call as well. And I just want you guys to know that talking about the original gangsters, I started Logie, but while I was starting Logie, David was doing so much for the community, and he also created some groups. We had the first Amazon Live creator groups before there was even shoppable videos, when just the Amazon Live started. So we have all these like original groups. So we were so busy building the community from within the community, just people like us that love to create. So it's just so great to see where we've gone, how far we've gotten, and how we are just starting. We're just like, we've been out there since day one of the Amazon Influencer Program. We know the Amazon Influencer Program more than anyone else out there because we've seen it all, and we've been there when everything happened from day one. So we know every step of the way, and hopefully we'll be able to have David also unmute and mention, just a few words about the history. I know that David is the best example for someone who suffered such big losses from that program. He was making 5 figures a month on Amazon, and he's seen it all. So he really, suffered so much from getting everything like, exploding in his eyes, in front of his face, like his entire account shut down and everything. But the energy and the belief that David had is one of the things that pushed me to continue working. He's one of the biggest contributors to Logie throughout the years. So maybe David, you want to also, if you can, I don't know if you can, mention a few words about the beginning. That you don't have to talk about now, because now we know that there's so many changes, but it's going to be interesting to hear about, the first days when we just started and how important it is to be a community and build together.
Sure. I hope you can hear me. My audio is kind of bad. I'm not in the best spot for video either, but yeah, this community is great. I always come back to it, even though I can't really take part in much of the communications right now, because a lot of you, or maybe some of you know, my Amazon account is hooked. what the new generation usually terms now. Cooked is a term meaning that it's no longer good. So my Amazon account is now shadow banned. But in the beginning, we learned a lot, and this community really allowed us to help each other, and that was the best part about this community. Everyone was very caring and very supportive, and shared everything, the wins and disappointments, what we learned that worked and didn't work. And that was one of the ways that we were all able to do well because we grew as a group. I guess Ehud likes to mention the phrase rising tide lifts all boats, and that's what we stand on. And even right now, as we are dealing with this, we are going to stick together. And I heard that even the tools that Ava is working on is going to help us a lot, whether we're creating content on Amazon or creating content on other social media. It's a fantastic group. Um, Not sure what specifically, Ehud, you're looking for me to share, but I come to this community back and forth very often. I love it. It's really good, and I look forward to seeing the new opportunities that exist as we all grow and we all expand and bring different knowledges back to this group. I'm hoping to bring back a lot of knowledge from my TikTok journey, and that's where I bring most of my income right now. Um, and continue to grow with the group too.
Thank you so much, David. And I'm going to put the cat back into the bag because he mentioned some new features coming from Logie, but that will be discussed at the 2 p.m. call. And Antoine, don't put your hand down, honey. I was going to call on you next. And then Antoine,
All right. All right. Can you see
hey,
me?
yes, and hear
All
you. Sound
right. Well,
good.
I tell you, this group, as they said, has been awesome. And I tell you, I'm kind of getting old here. I'm coming up on almost 5 years in this group here. And I want to thank David. David was the first one that got me introduced into this group. You know, the days of Monty and Melanie and all those guys. And I tell you, I have learned so much from this group. It has been amazing. And then I just hate to say I slept on Logie for so long, but man, Logie is killing it for me right now. It's just been really good. A good stream of products coming in. So, just tell everybody to join the group and just let's work together. And some of the tools and extensions you guys brought, I never heard about. I would have never figured it out if I didn't join this group. So I love the community and it's going great.
Thank you, thank you, thank you so very much. Okay, so I just wanted to give you guys another little thing that I do, and I want you to let me know if this is something that you do as well. And this is helpful when we see these little nitpicky things that people are talking about in other groups, right? That why is this person doing this? One of the things that I do, I study top creators deeply. Yes, yes. I have a cheat sheet. Of course, I don't know them all, but I know the ones that I see. And when I saw this little drama sparked up about advertising, and do I have screen sharing capability? Yes, I do. Okay, good. I saw this little drama like, why is this person's ad? I saw an ad. Like, what are you going to try to get them banned or like why? Why do you care? But anyway, I guess that person was thinking about doing ads, and so, and I don't know the person, and I'm not going to bring up their comment. But what I will do is introduce you to someone because y'all know I always like to give people shout outs and they don't know me. I don't know this young lady, but I will say that I was on a webinar. She did a training and y'all know I'm a webinar junkie. I can't even remember what webinar she was teaching on, but she is incredible. And I'll just give you an example. Oh, I keep clicking the wrong thing. I'm sorry. Of someone who is a top creator. and I believe her name is Jordan, and she has this RPNW home. Okay. And she had an ad, and the person screenshotted the ad and wanted to get everybody all riled up. Look at this woman's, first of all, just look at her website. Okay. She's got a website where you can shop her home. She's putting out blog posts almost every day. You can shop her bedroom. You can shop her dining room. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful imagery. Like, she's not doing this all by herself. And guess what? She has her own rug collection on Amazon. So she's got products. She has products on Amazon. Look, this little list has 380 likes. Her, believe her husband also, if I can remember correctly from the webinar, is, no, there's a Fluencer fruit scores down here. But just so you'll know that when you see somebody saying, why is this person able to do this? First thing you do, go to Google and look them up. Go to Google, look up that person. Uh, I see your hand. I see your hand, Doug. Go ahead, dear.
So I wanted to add a little context, a little extra context to this ad issue, which obviously that one came up a little while ago. And I think I have a little more understanding as to why Amazon took this position. And I know I can only speak for myself, but we were approached by a private equity fund that was running a group who would put up to 6 digits a month of ads on our content if we wanted to engage with them. And what they would do is they would boost your content, run ads on it, and then they wanted a percentage of whatever bonus that we got from Amazon. Like that was how they were going to make money by and it so clearly seemed wrong to us. And we went through, our attorney was like asking them like to put it into the contract that it was Amazon compliant. They were like, well, we have Facebook people, they know it's compliant. I'm like, no, I want to know, I want it in writing that it's Amazon compliant. And so we never did the deal with them. But when they started this, like, you can't boost your content and can't do these ads, I was like, I know why they're doing that. Like, because it was big numbers. And it was funded by a private equity group, and that can't be the only one. Those people who reached out to us. So I think there's more behind all of this stuff than just our surface changes in terms of service.
Absolutely. And this is what happens when you don't have transparency. So the reason why I was screen sharing this young lady is because just stop for a minute when you're saying, and I think most of everybody in this group probably knows, when we see someone doing something that Amazon has said we can't do, there's that little piece that says, like without permission or without authorization or whatever. That's part of the wording of the policy. And this young lady is someone who is exactly who they would let run ads. Okay, because everything that she does, and she's got a team. She's just not doing this. We can't compete with that kind of stuff. Now, I don't know. I didn't look to see if she's on carousels or not. But all I'm saying to you is when you see these little nitpicky things, Google the person. Just Google them. And here's another one who I was also mentioned in that same thread. They said, oh, here's another person that's doing ads. Now, this young lady has an unusual name. I never saw her before. She didn't do a webinar like the other one. And literally, when I started typing her name into Google search, it came up, her storefront. Kelsey Cool, Kooima. Shout out, Kelsey. Okay. Yes, of course, she's a top creator. And she's got permission to do ads. Duh. Like, get off her back. Posting it in groups, making it like this is what I mean about the infighting. Like people get on a defensive, like, it's not fair. Like they can do it and I can't. Sorry. Yeah, there's reasons. And of course, we'll never know those reasons. You just have to stay in your lane and keep doing your thing. Okay. We can't tear each other down. We can't tear each other apart. Yes, there are people out here that I remember when this one person had all these courses they were selling. Y'all probably remember, those who have been around for at least 3 years will remember. This person was even on YouTube, in their YouTube videos, they were talking about stuff that was totally against the terms. Like anybody who'd been around for like 5 minutes would know what they're even saying in their videos don't even make any sense. But they were making lots and lots of money. And I assume that their account got shut down. So yeah, there's going to be some people that, and I don't know if they don't if they're doing it on purpose, if they don't know any better, they just see money coming through the door, and they're just like, yes, I'm going to sell a course, and they don't get caught right away, because remember, most of the stuff that's going on is from machine learning, things that are getting caught. This is why there are low quality. Anybody can tell that they're low quality, either AI generated or people not even talking, so they can't be um, adding value and telling people, answering people's questions or anything like that. They're showing a product and they're in the upper carousel, and then you're mad. Well, it's not their fault. Amazon needs to do a better job. And it, I don't know what the answer is, and I can't fathom the data that they have that says, okay, some of these little low quality videos do good. They sell a lot of products, so we'll just keep them there. I don't know. I'm just making that up. We don't know, and we can't assume. It's all to it. So let's just try to keep keep our heads in the right places, and not. Well, there's some other drama that I don't think I'm going to really go into too much, but it was the Pinterest drama. That's another thing. People are super duper confused about Pinterest because there are a lot of creators that run ads to their pins on Pinterest. And I'm not going to sit here and try to tell you exactly what the new updated policies are pertaining to Pinterest. Just keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on it, because sometimes this language is very vague. And, Amazon will come later on and say, oh, we know that you asked questions and you wanted to know. So we're going to tell you. So they may need to tighten up the language later on to make things clear. Okay, so don't get too dug into what somebody else says. Oh, they're supposed to be a Pinterest expert. And most Pinterest experts don't know nothing about using the Amazon influencer program with Pinterest. They don't. They work for companies, right? Businesses who are selling their products on Amazon, not for Amazon influencers who are trying to boost their commissions on Amazon. There might be some helpful things. I'm not saying that. Just be cautious. Be cautious. And okay, so Antoine says you have a team. This is a lot of work. Oh, yeah, you have to have a team. It's a lot of work. When I was showing that website of the young lady, and she's super duper smart. Whatever webinar she was on, I got the notes around here somewhere. I just couldn't find them. That's what happens when you go to too many webinars. Michelle said, well, I guess I missed all the drama while I was making my 10-minute long hilarious video last night for YouTube. Yeah, it's not that you missed anything, Michelle, because you're in a lot of these groups that I'm in. It's so much drama going on in the groups that you can't even consume it all. Because look, we got lives, we got other things to do, and we got work. So I just wanted to bring up those specific things because I wanted to tell you, first of all, the deal is still not out about Pinterest and running ads on Pinterest. I don't think that any of you guys are running ads to your pins, but take a pause. If you are, just take a little pause because I don't think it's clear about running ads to pins. Okay. And if somebody else knows different, please set me straight. Y'all know that. Set me straight. Okay. Andrew said policies are always vague. That's for their protection. Your, oops. So your only option is lawsuits. And they know a lot of people won't both because the cost of legal fees. Yeah, a lot of people won't pursue anything because of, yeah. I mean, who gonna try to fight Amazon lawyers? Not I. David says, life is not fair. When things are not clear, you got to make your own decisions and be ready for the consequences if they come. Some people have extra permission, some people don't. Some people take risk and get away with breaking the rules. Some people get banned or just breathing. Amen to that. Amen to that. And this is something that we all have to keep in mind, but we will still try to move forward with what we're doing, and we want to provide value for people. It's great to get products that we can review. I know sometimes you guys have I shouldn't say I know this because I know some of y'all take every product that gets offered to y'all. But I know for myself, sometimes I get matched with a product and I just say no because I I'm not going to do it. I It's just not me. It's not something that I could even see getting a benefit out of. So how am I going to make a video? Right? It's just AI was wrong. It could be wrong sometimes. But then there's other times when I'm like, yeah, buddy. I was hoping I got matched with that. I already got my ideas for the video in my head already, before the product even shows up. So, oh, Antoine, wise words. Always remember you are your own brand. Amazon is a tool. Use it to your advantage and diversify. Yes, yes. Anybody else want to um, just say a couple of words about what they've been feeling, what they've been going through? Amy, I'm not sure if you're listening or not. Oh, unmute.
Hi.
Hey.
So it's confusing, right? I generally have pretty decent sales, but they've been really low, and honestly, the whole reporting thing is extremely frustrating. I can't hardly watch the Facebook groups anymore because, like you said, they are so overwhelming to me. And you just see mostly, and not to knock on them, but it's a lot of influencers who are brand new and they just ask the same questions over and over. And so that's difficult to sort through all of that also. I know they're trying to learn, but we are now too. I still like to go live, but again, it's really hard. And I I had creator connection sales every day for mostly of things that were videos. And then all of a sudden now in the last week or whatever it's been, I've had 4 days with zeros. That doesn't make sense to me, only because they were products that I actually made videos for previously. So I don't know. I'm really confused, but yeah, things are generally down for me. And even though I'm been doing offsite and stuff, oh, these lights are actually from TikTok and they're super cheap. So yeah, definitely. They don't sell the same ones on Amazon. I've looked. Um, but yeah, generally very frustrating for me. I'm trying. I'm still
Well,
trying.
hang in there. And I'm glad you're also diversifying with TikTok. It was a smart
Ugh,
move. And so, and you've been getting some products that you can't even get from Amazon. So, yay, you're still winning.
thank you.
And you look fabulous, by
Thank you.
the way. Cheryl, what's up, my friend?
Oh, I all of a sudden I went dark. I'm like, what the heck? And don't mind the mess behind me. I've got eBay going. My thing is, I would suggest that everybody start diversifying off, not just concentrating on site Amazon, because as some of us have seen over since 2020, everything has changed so much. And the more we see this, the more we can, some of us can see the way it's kind of going for what we think it is. And I've been doing YouTube shopping. I know some do TikTok. That's not something I'm going to do. But YouTube is evergreen. It is always there. You can put your Amazon link in your description, and then when you qualify for the YouTube shopping, you're going to be able to add those products in. So, yes, that takes Amazon out of the picture to an extent, but then when you go to Lowe's and you're getting a product that is not on Amazon, because a lot of Lowe's home brands or Tractor Supply or wherever, you might know where I'm affiliates at because that's where I shop. Then you can still make that video, still link, have another form of income. So a lot of these people concentrate so much on Amazon on site because it used to be the easy route. But as that starts kind of wavering off and more competition and all the AI videos, and we don't know where it's going, I know people do or Instagram have no urge because to me, that's not evergreen. I'm telling you, I can do a YouTube channel. Amazon, you get one account, kind of. Um, YouTube, you can have a car channel, a chicken coop channel, a Amazon review channel, a home decorating channel. You can have 20 channels and make all of those go and have once you get built up, have the YouTube shopping on each one of those. So you can take Amazon and yes, use it, but you can really add to it on YouTube. And I know I say this every time. Get off I'm just going to do Amazon on site. It's not going to we don't know where it's going to go, so start looking out because by the time something happens and that income stops, anybody that's ever got slapped by Amazon knows they can stop your income for a month, 2 months, put you on restriction for however long, or completely take everything away. And then you have to start building again. Start building now. In fact, you should have started building a couple of years ago. So don't let it slip by and leave you with no extra income because you didn't plan ahead and you only relied on one source. So that's my little lecture for the day. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
I love it. Cheryl, thank you so much. It's so true. diversifying. Ileane, you keep on saying it, but Cheryl mentions YouTube with all those channels and even less channels and more playlists, right, Cheryl? You can have like one main for the house, and then you can have inside the house pets and bedroom and like whatever you want, garden playlist inside it, so you can literally have a few different channels and build on top of them. And that takes me to what we're going to be discussing in the 2 p.m. session. So I'm going to give a little bit tease to everybody, making sure that everybody's going to be there, because that's what Logie is doing right now. Logie understands that you guys need to grow and expand to other platforms, and this is what Logie is going to be focusing on in 2026 after Amazon is doing all their changes. So we are providing our creators with the tools they need to keep on being successful, even when Amazon is trying to control that success and control who can actually be successful and who can't, by limiting the reports and making it very hard to know anything about what's going on. So at 2 p.m. we're going to be showing the new Logie content creation process. And I expect each and every one of you to be next to their computers with me, because we're going to go step by step, and I want you to experience what it feels like, a brand new concept of content creation. I kid you not, I'm coming up with this kind of a new concept to understand how it works. It will make your life so much easier. It's a huge update, and it's the MVP of that update, meaning the minimum viable product. That means that it's going to grow and grow, but this is the starting point. And this starting point, you want to be there at 2 p.m. because then you'll be able to learn with me what we've built and why. The why is kind of, even though Cheryl just answered the why before we even went there, the why is there. It's because using that new tool and how it's going to grow, you'll be able to start really monetizing outside of Amazon in so many other programs and opportunities, Pinterest, YouTube, and we're going to be launching our official YouTube integration at 2 p.m. So that took a long time to get approved by YouTube, and we did everything that was asked from us to make sure that your data is staying private. Like always, that Logie is so going crazy in protecting your data and your privacy. So we made sure that we're going to be integrating you with YouTube, allowing you to integrate with YouTube in one click, and you'll see how it works. And you cannot miss it, because it's just a game changer, and it's going to become more and more of a game changer as you give us more and more feedback, and we're going to be creating all this for you. So Cheryl, another thing that is happening that is a huge thing for us is, and I heard before, people were talking about how to go shopping, and every time someone says let's go shopping or people go shopping, I think about our amazing domain www.go.shopping, that everyone has the Go Shopping storefront on our Go Shopping portal, and until now it was a little bit annoying, and every time someone looked at your content, they would have to go to, let's say, Amazon to see more or watch your videos. Well, not anymore. Ileane told me, Ehud, I'm worried the new terms of service that are coming in April 14 say that we cannot just, you want to say what you wanted to say, and I'll reply to that, Ileane?
Yeah, it mentions something about having websites or landing page, whatever, that doesn't add any additional value. It just has a product or products listed on it. And I'm not exactly sure what they said they were going to do about those sites, but we won't be able to make money from them. So I asked Ehud, like before we got on, it was like just me and him. I'm like, I'm so glad I got you here. It's just me and you. What's that going to do with our Go Shopping page? And he said,
No worries, ladies and gentlemen. The Go Shopping pages are becoming the most amazing pages in the world. And the bottom line is that we are launching today the Go Shopping posts, meaning that every single post that you put on the Go Shopping portal is going to become its own dedicated post. You can share that post. You can share that content with anyone you want. In one click, you'll see you can share it to Pinterest, to Facebook, to X, to whatever you want. And you have your own URL to share a dedicated post where you can add a few words about what you think about the product, the benefits of the product, whatever you want, you can write there. Of course, the AI is going to give you inspiration, not write for you, but give you inspiration so you can learn what the ideas, what other people are talking about, and you'll say, oh my God, that's a great idea. And you can take what the AI is writing and update it so it comes from you with your own thoughts. So it's totally you. And this is what's fully aligning with Amazon's terms of service, your own post promoting all these products, but those posts can very soon promote products on TikTok Shop, on Walmart, on Home Depot, wherever you want. We are growing out of Amazon because we want to give you all the opportunities to do that. We're going to do it together. So your feedback is again, like we did for the entire last 4 years, your feedback is really what built Logie to be such a powerhouse and to be the most robust tool out there because of you guys, because you came and said, I need this. And boom, our team built that. And you said, I need that. And that made our team build that too. So with that being said, 2 p.m., we're going to reveal the first iteration of the new content journey. And there's one word that describes the entire concept that I'm going to teach you at 2 p.m. And Altovis is going to be with me, so it should be a lot of fun. One word. And that word is brief. A brief. Say that word to yourself. Join me at 2 p.m. to see why a brief is the core for our success. And I will blow your minds away at 2 p.m. Because if you will follow my guidance and my new concept of a brief, wow, you're going to feel like you've got the world in the palm of your hands. That's what you're going to feel. I promise you. That's a promise. So with that big promise out there, I can't wait to see the community coming and joining me at 2 p.m.
Yes. Keep it brief, y'all. Keep it brief.
I like it. A brief into a briefcase.
Ah, all right. Thank you so very much for all being here. I hope we cannot wait until 2 p.m. I want y'all all to go get your refreshments, you know, go to do your bio break and all that stuff. And if those of us who are working, yeah, we gotta go check our emails and make sure, the boss didn't ask for something. And with that said, thank you so much. And I will see you all at 2 p.m.
Bye, everybody. See you at 2
Bye.
p.m. Come with your laptops or your computers open. You have to. Can't wait.